Welcome back to the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast. It's episode 19, and Tim, you need to let them know what they're in for tonight.
Okay, well, everyone, if you're listening to this, I want to give you a warning that this podcast will expose the listener to offensive, insensitive, and off-putting and otherwise socially unacceptable content known to the wide variety of butthurt pussies in the state of California to cause cancer. To avoid injury, the sponsors of this podcast suggest you either turn us off or grow a pair.
Oh, kids, we're in for a bumpy ride tonight. So before we get to our guest tonight, Bradley from BGX Woodworks, I have to tell you some magical things have happened since the last episode. I got an email from an angry vegan, and it's everything you dreamed it would be, and it will be spectacular. Also, before we go too much further,
I have this image of this image that I have in my mind of an angry vegan is somebody that gets all whipped up, but they don't have enough energy and they keep passing out.
some guy that 6'4",
Yep.
weighs 108 pounds, you know. I can't find
Sunken
size
cheekbones.
Yeah, I can't find size 22 jeans. No, it's not an adult size, you know.
Oh my God, I'm so hungry. I don't have enough energy to bag my own shit.
Yeah,
okay,
it'll be epic.
That's enough.
We've
gone too far.
We'll get to that in a minute, and it will be epic, I promise. Also, Russell Pickett, who's in the Football League, did this meme for us that I thought was hilarious. So it says at the top, if pipe podcasts were Muppets. So we've got Melon Honeydew and Beaker and Statler and Waldorf, and they think that we're Statler and Waldorf because we're cranky old men. Get off my yard.
Kind of fits.
Well, yeah, duh. That's why I loved it. And I didn't give Russell any props for it last week. I did post it to Instagram and Facebook, but I thought it was hilarious, and I wanted to put it on the podcast because it was hilarious. Also, Eric Holdman, who sent me that fine bottle of rust remover and brake parts cleaner called Pikesville Rye, sent me a very nice note on Facebook that I'd like to read for you all.
Okay.
Because it's also epic. One thing I would like about living where others do is being in a pipe club. Jim, don't feel bad about not being able to handle some good whiskey. You may have just outed yourself as a closeted salad eater. LOL. I told you to add water to it if it was too hot. As Mr. Biden, our esteemed leader, would say, come on, man. LOL. Some people amongst us like to buy high-dollar water added to their hooch. I think I'll pay for hooch and add a little cheap bottled water rather than buying a pre-made cocktail. I'll spend extra money saved for buying awesome blends for newly confirmed closet salad eaters. Who knew these kind of folks could blend great pipe tobacco? Well, yeah, because it's a plant. Of course I'm great at it. Red Best 12 is great, but only if you get cast strength version. Yeah. Great guest and great show, guys. I still have great respect for you, Jim. Why don't you guys come for a visit? I'll make you guys each a salad, and we'll have some steak for me and the ladies. I think vegans prefer pot.
Bean curd for me, please.
Oh, I would like some roasted tofu, with almond glaze sauce on it. All right. And then lastly, before we get to Brad, Chad Brinkman, a longtime supporter and listener to the show, sent us one of the best mom jokes I've ever read. And now I'm going to read it to you. What if 1 billion kilograms of Earth disappeared every second? How long would Earth last? How long would it take for Earth to completely disappear? A day, a week, a month? The Earth's mass is 6 septillion kilograms large. That means it would take almost 100 trillion minutes, 1.7 trillion hours, 70 billion days, or nearly 200,000 years, for the Earth to disappear. This proves that the Earth is ginormous, but she's still not as big as your mama. Attaboy, Chad. Just
Nice.
bringing,
Boy, he
bringing
fire.
Yeah. Yes, he is. So joining
That's
us
a good
tonight
one.
is woodworker extraordinaire Bradley from BGX Woodworks. Welcome to the show, Bradley. How are you tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. I got several hundred messages from your listeners saying it's to let you know that it's BG Woodworks and not BGX Woodworks.
Oh, BG.
Yeah, several hundred. I mean, my inbox is flooded.
This segment of the show is sponsored by Alzheimer's.
Hey, we do what
When
we
you
can. We,
When you can't remember shit, Alzheimer's. I am terribly sorry. And as always, the intro to the show is sponsored by MBST Pipes, mbstpipes.com. Fantastic selection of pipes. Please please patronize our sponsor for the opening. So, Bradley, tell us how you got into woodworking. When did this start for you?
I guess technically it started when I was probably 14 or 15. We live pretty much next door to my grandparents, so I was all over at my granddad's house, tinkering with shit. Anything he had to do, I was out there helping him. And so one year, my grandmother bought. Remember those wooden reindeer you sort of piece together and it stands up on its own?
Yeah.
But there's no
Yeah,
nail.
right.
So she bought a set of those and then came home and said, "Hey, I need you to make me a couple more of these." And I was like, "What do you want me to do? Shit some of these out? Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing." And so she's, "Your granddad's got all the tools. Just go out there and he'll show you how to work them and you can figure it out." And so that figured it out, and then it just sort of went from there.
All right.
And then,
Excellent.
I mean, there was quite a space and time there where I didn't do any of it. So after I graduated high school, I went and did a military and college thing. So I just was more worried about partying than woodworking. So I picked it back up, I don't know, when I was 26 or so.
Okay. Excellent. You probably put on the golden band of happiness, which slowed down the partying and all that fun stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah, a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, that will happen.
where do you, Brett? Where do you source your materials? You put it the pipes racks that you make and the trays and stuff. They're just a lot of really pretty woods, hardwoods. Where do you go to source the materials?
Go online. There's a family-owned wood mill in Wisconsin that they call it Project Ready Wood. So whenever you get it, it's sanded to 150 grit, perfect size. There's no, it's all. If you want 3/4 inch thick, it's gonna be 3/4 of an inch thick. It's none of this like you buy from Home Depot. If you get a 2x4, it's not 1.5 by 3.5. It's perfect size. I just get it from them. It's fairly cheap. It's cheaper than going to like Woodcraft or Rockler or somewhere. And then about a week later, it shows up at my door. So it's a lot less work into it if it's already ready to go. I don't have to break it down and plane it and sand it and all this crap.
Right.
Okay. Now, do you do this full time or do you do this as a hobby?
Just as a hobby. I work in IT for a hospital system here in Georgia full time. I just do this in my free time.
All right. Excellent. So tell us about some of your work. We've seen some amazing pictures on Instagram. Do you do custom work, or is it you just pre-plan everything and build it and go from there? Tell us what goes through your mind.
So everything that I sell now, as far as like the pipe and tobacco industry, like racks and pipe trays and all that, those came from just people reaching out saying, "Hey, can you make something like this?" And it's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I might be able to. We'll see. We'll give it a shot." And then I'll make them. And most of the time, I'll ship it out for pretty cheap just so I can get some feedback on it. Since they gave me the idea, they pretty much just pay for the material. Then it turns out that a lot of people like it. So I end up making more.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw you did a raffle not too long ago, correct? A couple of months ago, I think back in October or
Yeah,
September.
it was sometime back then. I forget why I did it. It was, I think I'd come back from a show, maybe Muletown or something. I had a lot of trays. I was like, you know what? I just need to get rid of these. And I'd rather do a raffle where if you put money into it, you get something out of it, regardless if you win or not. So I think I ended up raffling off two of the racks about the size behind me. And to enter, you have to pay, yeah, it was like $25 and you get a tray, one of the little tiny pipe trays. So if you don't win, I mean, you still get something. So
Oh,
I sold a
nice.
lot. I mean, I had a lot more entries
Like,
than I thought. I thought I'd have like 10 or 12, and there was like 35.
Oh,
like
very
one of
nice.
these.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Look at Tim showing off a little bit today. So,
No,
do you
yeah.
do other woodworking projects, or are you focused exclusively on, the pipe side?
Um, I'll do. I'll pretty much try anything. I've built some tables and stuff like that for my wife. I've done bowls, cutting boards, stools, bar stools, stuff like that. Mainly, it's racks and trays because that's about all really have time for.
Okay.
And I've gotten it down pretty pat to where I can knock them out pretty quickly and easily. It's sort of second nature now.
All right. And how
Cool.
many do you think you've made so far? Roughly.
Shit.
Best guess.
I'm probably close to 200 racks. And trays probably about the same.
Okay. Excellent.
Great.
And do you ship everywhere? Do you ship overseas? A little harder getting them overseas?
I have shipped overseas. Trying to think. I know I've got some stuff in Singapore and Australia.
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right.
So,
Maybe
like,
Canada.
on a tray like this, are you using a CNC router to cut the cavity out?
Yeah, I pretty much do all my stuff with the CNC.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Except for like turning bowls and cutting boards, stuff like that. But everything for pipe racks and trays, those are all CNC'd.
Okay.
Okay. So
Because
what you
everything's
just
really clean and everything's really
Yeah.
clean and uniform. You know, you're able to replicate rack after rack after rack. You can tell that it's sort of a
Yeah.
standardized product for you.
Yeah, it seems to work a lot better when everything is the same size and fits properly, and I don't have to go back and redo anything. It's already, cut pretty much perfect. So that's
There you go.
beneficial. If I had to do it all by hand, I wouldn't be doing it.
All
Right.
So,
right. Sure.
So you spent a couple of dollars on tools, I'm guessing.
A little bit, yeah.
Now, do you have your own shop? I assume you have your own shop. Do you have like a barn out behind the house, or have you completely taken over the garage?
No, we've got an unfinished basement. Unfortunately, we're in a rental house, but the basement's unfinished, so it's covered in sawdust and all my shit. But yeah, it's down there, which is nice because it's just I walk downstairs and I'm in the shop, and it's somewhat climate controlled.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. And live in Georgia, near Atlanta, I assume?
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes away.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. I miss the South so desperately, living here in Colorado.
It's
Oh, it's a
nice
garden
until
spot, Jim.
until July and August roll around. Then it sucks.
Pretty toasty. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
toasty down there.
Yeah. Well, I lived in South Carolina for about 10 years. Yep. I miss it
Sorry to hear
desperately.
that.
Oh, really? Oh, we're going to go there. All right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
a combative guest. Yeah. What are the dogs doing this year for bowl series? Oh, they're not playing in the CFP. Oh, Florida Stating it up, are they? Oh, how delightful for them.
Oh yeah.
Of course, South Carolina was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs on Labor Day, so I can't say much. And Clemson certainly had a spectacular year this year. But, hey, roll tide. Oh, yep,
So you're going to go to Muletown? You're going to go to Muletown, Brad?
I don't know for certain yet. I got my table booked, and I've got hopefully a spot left in this Airbnb that a lot of folks went in on. But I'm having a kid. Well, I'm not having it. My wife's having a kid next month, so I don't know if if I'm going to be able to leave for a weekend with a 2-month-old. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
And now, as two old guys that have been married for a long time, I have a what's the word? Prognostication? I have a premonition. Yeah, I would probably sit that one out. Hey, honey, I know you just gave birth and you got a 2-month-old, but I'm going to goof off for a weekend selling pipe
You'll be
racks.
okay.
Well,
You'll be
you
okay.
sure will. You get to see your kid on weekends, and
Yeah.
alimony in Georgia's not bad. 10, 20 years, you get your testicles back, life will be fine. I'd risk it.
I did have to use my my one pass to go to Vegas this year. So I said, once the kid's born, I'm not going to be able to go to these pipe shows. So I need to go to Vegas. So I think I've already burned that token up.
Yeah, and
What'd you think of the Vegas show?
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Very expensive. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
now, did you have a table there, or just went to the show to hang out?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a table. Me and my buddy shared a table. He runs tours down in Cuba. And I hadn't seen him in a while, so I was like, why don't you just come to Vegas and take half my table and we'll hang out. So, it was fun hanging out with him, seeing everybody, seeing all the cool pipes and all that. It was definitely worth it.
Excellent. So, what's next for BG Woodworks? Notice I didn't put the X in it this time, because
Words hard.
we're math bad. Words hard. So what's next for what's on the agenda for you? Did you make a lot of Christmas deer this year, or any Christmas deer? The yard ornaments? No.
No, if I ever see those again, I'm probably gonna break them in half or something. They weren't very much fun to make.
Well, I thought you were going to say, yeah, Grandma wanted deer, but I made these 2 wooden blobs, just random shapes. It's like a Jackson Pollock Christmas decoration, just
Right. It's a silhouette of two deers humping each other,
That I would be on board for, yeah.
Right.
I
She
might
won't
have
ask
to
you to
draw-
make it again.
I might have to draw up a design for one of those.
My number one product this year was 2 deers humping as a Christmas decoration. It's nice. Excellent.
I have to write that down. Next
Hey,
year.
look, you heard the story about the Indian boy. He asked his dad, "Father, why did you name me? Give me my name. Where'd it come from?" And he says, we named you just the same way we named your sister. We looked out the teepee in the morning, and we saw an elk leaping through the forest, and we named her Leaping Elk. He says, "Why do you ask? 2 dogs fucking?"
Oh, there we go. We're off color. That's why we read the warning early. Thank you, MBST Pipes, for sponsoring us. So you look like you've got some pipes in your office there. What kind of pipes do you like, and what kind of tobacco do you like? Talk about the hobby we all love.
Pipes. I'd say probably my favorite shapes are straight Dublins and Lavats. I've kind of stopped buying factory pipes and just started sticking strictly with artisans for now. Just because after going to all these shows, you see all this stuff, all the crazy stuff people are making. It's like, I can buy that for a little bit more than a factory pipe, and no one else has one like this. So, and you get to meet the people that make them, which makes it even better. So,
Oh, outstanding.
that's where I'm
Now,
at.
which makers do you have pipes from?
Sean Ream. I got my first Smith house in Vegas. I've got a Reed Robertson, Kevin Foster. Oh, I've got a couple of Richards from EP Pipes. I've got Richard Madley from Mad Pipes. I think I've got one of his. Ohio Briar. I'm trying to look now to see what else I've got.
Yeah, Kevin Foster's an Atlanta boy too. I think he's down there.
Oh, I've got one of. I won one of Caleb's from Berkridge. I won one of his cobs and one of his giveaways. So I've got one of his. I think
Did it come with a turd in it?
Unfortunately, not. I did get the what the hell, blueprint, the drawing that he does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. Oh, I've got one of Tim's pipes.
No,
well, my dog had it earlier. He was, he plays with it, so.
No.
No, it's up there.
Yeah. Goodness. Georgia Bulldog's a little feisty today, isn't he? Yeah. We might have to add you to the vegan list, Bradley.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Reed makes some nice pipes, too. I gave him a bunch of crap when we were in Vegas, and the back and forth continues. He's a good egg. I like him.
Yeah, he was dressed for the part of Vegas, in his overalls the entire time. He looked like he lived there. Oh, also, I just recently got one of Tanner Halligan's pipes from Butterbone.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
right. Yeah.
So he had one in Vegas. I'll show you. I've brought it. It's like an asymmetrical oompah.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Very cool.
He had one in Vegas. It was the same shape but different stem, different color. And of course I kept messing around and kept going back to it. Like, yeah, I'll probably buy it. And when I went back to buy it, it was gone. So he said, I'll make you one just like it if you want. So I reached out a few weeks ago and got it taken care of.
He's brand new at the craft. He's doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some really creative things coming out of him. It's excellent. So what type of tobacco do you like? What do you smoke? Captain Black Grape, I'm guessing.
I've smoked that before. It wasn't terrible. I've smoked a lot worse. Anything with Latakia, I don't mess with. Mainly, I'm big into Kentucky right now, and vapors. But Virginia's pretty much anything that, non-aromatic without Latakia.
Okay. Well, as you grow into an adult, you'll come to an appreciation of Latakia. So
we'll see. I mean, I've tried several times. I thought it may have been just a bad day, but no, this shit's terrible all the time. So.
Excellent.
Excellent. Hey, don't sugarcoat it, all right?
Yeah, don't hide your feelings here, Bradley. You're in a safe space with us, so relax, enjoy. Excellent. Do you have any favorite blends? Anything that you really enjoy?
I'd say like an everyday smoke would probably be just luxury bullseye flake.
Okay. Excellent.
It's just one. If I just want to smoke something, I don't really feel like choosing what to smoke. I'll smoke that.
All right. Excellent. Now, I meant to ask you this, and again, more of the episode sponsored by Alzheimer's. Is this your first child coming up?
It'd be my second. I've got a 7-year-old son who, yeah, he's the reason that me and my first wife didn't have a second kid. So maybe this next one will be a little more tame.
Well, Jim and I both
We had you. We decided to stop right there. We ain't doing this no more.
Yeah, your mom and I don't even sleep in the same bed anymore. That's how bad this is.
The last birthday was like 11 more years.
Yeah.
Is he still a maniac?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that's not all bad.
Well, the apple didn't fall far from the tree, so life's good.
Well, just
That
it's kind of like me, but just imagine someone that talks nonstop and you know can do cartwheels and parkour all over the house, and I'm sitting here like, where the hell is this coming from? Like, this isn't
Hey, just
didn't
be
get that from
thankful he's
me.
not running with. Be thankful he's not running with scissors.
Yeah, he likes to throw them.
excellent, excellent. Yeah,
I gotta meet this kid.
yeah, exactly. We're gonna have him on for an episode sometime in the new year. It's
Right.
PG Woodwork's kid.
We should
He
we should
looks.
give him Alan's email address.
Yeah, he's gonna get a new pen pal. Yeah, my son went through that when he was younger too. We called it the lightning round of conversation, where there's 56 questions, and he's rattling them off so fast. It's like, oh, okay, good, yep. I'm not answering any of this because I didn't remember the last one or the first one. So hope for the best. Yep, it's blue because of atmosphere. Have a nice day. Excellent, excellent. So, do you know what you're having this time around?
Yeah, we're having a girl.
Excellent. And I assume that your wife has picked out the name already?
Yes, over several weeks of delegation, we've or whatever you call it, we've like
Had
they
a
say,
conclave about it?
yeah, it's
White smoke out of the chimney? They have
say
a
when
name.
when you go to name a kid, you realize how many people out there that you hate because you don't want to use that name because you know someone from 20 years ago who was an asshole. So you can't use that name. So we finally got it narrowed down.
Excellent.
It's got the same name. It looks like when you spell it, it looks like Elon Musk's kid's name.
Now-
Sigma Pi, exclamation point.
Unpronounceable symbol, /R. Now, are you going to be true Southern about it and give her a first and a middle name, but only call her by her middle name or both names?
That's funny because, well, for her, we're probably just going to use her first name. But my son, his first name is Everett. Middle name is Redford, but we call him Red.
Okay.
I liked it. I remember the show, that 70s show. Red Foreman was the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked him because he was just such a hard ass, just cool as hell. So I was like, yeah, I like that name Red.
Oh, yeah.
So
You know,
he's named
and
after.
so many of these parents, I've had to do interviews recently, and it's like, why did your parents name you that? What happened? Why did you piss your mom off so much that they gave you this name? There's 4 vowels in a row. Why?
I don't even think that's legal.
Yeah.
Well, I made sure to give him a regular first name, so if he wants to be president or something like that, he doesn't have to go by Red. He can go by Everett.
He can go by Pervert if he's going to be the president.
Yeah. Well, come on now, Tim. Our current president's also a Chinese whore. But that is not really something we're going to talk about on this show. We don't do politics.
That's true. We don't
Very
do politics.
often.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
What the
right.
hell am I doing here?
We don't do it well.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. We don't do it well.
Exactly.
We do it, but we don't do it well.
Yeah.
So your son's name is Red because his face is red from talking so fast all the time?
No, his middle name's Redford. Everett Redford, right? Is that what is Redwood? Red something? I missed Red.
Redwood. Nice.
Yes, Red Fox.
Let's
Yeah.
No, it's Redford, yeah. But yeah, he goes by so fast. It's like the Flash. All you see is like a flash of red.
Yeah.
So it's fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, have we got to scooters and skateboards at this point in his life and biking around the neighborhood?
Yeah, he's already broken his arm once. He has a skateboard. He rides scooters all over the place. I think he's got roller skates he never used. He had those Heeley shoes. Because we wouldn't let him wear them inside, he lost interest in them.
Okay.
So
if you're not removing a layer of skin, are you really a kid? You've got to scrape it up, come in looking like you put your arm in a cheese grater. That's half the fun of being a kid. You're doing it right,
roof,
Dad.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Dad, I got the beach towel. I'm going to jump off the roof. I've been there, done that. This is not going to end well for you.
You're going to stick when you hit. You're going to stick.
He stuck the landing. Really? Yep. His knees are now jammed up into his hip bones. Perfect.
Just got to learn by trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
now, that's hey, look, if a boy's got to do dangerous stuff. If he's not doing dangerous stuff all the time, then there's something wrong. That's what I think.
Yeah, he becomes a vegan and writes letters to me, and we just don't need any more of those.
Oh no, we need more of those.
Yeah, we do. Because I'm gonna roast this kid.
Oh yeah.
So, what? Now, I did see your Christmas post on Instagram, and I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, it was the first annual BG Woodworks Christmas party. I don't know who these other people are. They weren't invited. I thought that was hilarious. That was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we had our pipe club that day, so there were other people there. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to charge some shit onto my my business account and write it off as a Christmas party expense.
Attaboy.
So I did.
Good thinking. Yeah. So what's the next project? Where are you going next with the product line?
I've got some custom requests. One is to build as like a table that has drawers and like 2 racks on the side. The whole maybe like 6 pipes each.
Yeah.
I've got another one. They're doing like a raffle. Dave Shane with the Pipery, he's the one running a show at Smitty's here in Gainesville in January. Well, I don't know if he's running it. He's like the main guy that coordinating it all. I could say he's running it. He's big with the military. He sends free stuff to military folks overseas all the time. And so he's doing a raffle. I think it's 5 or 6 pipes made by local makers. I think Foster's in there, Reed Robertson. I can't remember anybody else. But he's getting those pipes together. He's going to raffle them. So he's having me make a rack for that. He said, just whatever you want to make. So I said, well, military related, I can make a foot locker into a pipe rack or make it look like a foot locker. So I've still got to figure that out. I don't know why I decided foot locker, but we'll get it done.
All right. Now, what branch of the military were you in, Bradley?
I was in the Georgia Air National Guard for 20 of the worst years. Nah, it wasn't too bad, but it sucked.
Well, at least you're not in the military now, come on, guys.
True.
We're not doing PT today. We're doing pronoun training. Oh, good. That'll come in handy. That's useful.
There's a buddy of mine. It was in OCS, and they paid for his bachelor's degree. And I said, well, that was pretty good that you got, the military. He was in the Marine Corps. The military paid for your bachelor's degree. That's like found money. He goes, yeah, it was like getting a bachelor's degree shoved up your ass 1 nickel at a time.
Pretty much.
Excellent. So you said that you're in IT. Did you do IT work early in your life
Yeah, when I first joined, I joined a month before September 11th happened. And I went into communications just to do, I think it was computer network cryptography, repair, some stupid acronym that we never use in the actual field. Basically, it was like computer maintenance. And so, like, the first drill I showed up, the whole base is on lockdown because of September 11th. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? Like, can I just back out? Like, this is stupid. You can't even get anything done because you have to wait 2 hours at the gate to get let in. But yeah, I did communications for 12 years. And then my commander said, you should re-enlist and get 20 years, but you can't work in communications anymore. And he said, because you're sort of ruining the new kids that are coming in with your attitude. But I think you'd go, you would be better off somewhere else. I was like, okay. So I went and did fuels where I just drove fuel trucks and fuel planes, and that was a lot more fun.
Anytime you get to handle stuff that's slightly explosive or flammable, you're having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, we got a guy with a really bad attitude in our ranks. Let's send him out to play with flammable liquids.
Yep.
Classic. But you did your 20
Something
years.
nice about being able to, yeah, I did 20 years and some change, yeah.
Wow.
Amazing. Well, thank you. We
Thanks.
greatly appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. I did it all for you guys.
I know you did, and we're thankful. So
That's why I didn't say thank you.
Yeah.
I already knew.
Excellent. All right.
You know what I was thinking? I saw a pipe and a stand for the pipe. The stand was made out of a chunk of plateau, briar plateau, and the cavity that was cut into the chunk of briar was had the same dimensions as the pipe that sat down in it. So it just sat in it like a socket. And is that something that you could do like on a special order basis? Like if somebody sent you a maker sent you a pipe, here, make a stand for this just out of a piece of briar, and you lay it out on your CNC and have the router cut it so that the pipe fits down in it fairly closely.
Yeah, I think so. The only thing is, anytime I make something new, I always have to make it twice because I jack up the first one somehow. So, other than that, it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah. All right.
Are you talking about like
well, I might send you a couple of pipes and send you the briar blocks and see if you can cut the cavities in them so that and then that way I can offer a pipe with the stand, a one of a kind stand for the pipe itself.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we can work something. I mean, I can make it work somehow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, do you have a favorite type of species of wood that you like to use? Is there something that you really enjoy the grain? Just something that stands out?
I think my go-to is walnut. Just it's easy to get, and 9 times out of 10, the grain on it looks great. Some of it not so great, and you can get some every now and then that's got some figuring to it, which looks even better. It almost looks three-dimensional. Aside from that, I've used Bolivian rosewood, which was pretty awesome as well. It's just hard to get, and it's kind of expensive, but it looks crazy when it's finished and oiled up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Tim, do you have any other questions for Bradley from BG Woodworks?
I don't think so. I mean, I just, I've got a couple of your racks and got a tray here, and you just do great work. I at one point made some racks. I think, Jim, you've got one, and I made a few of them, and it's kind of like, man, I don't want to do this. So everybody's got their thing. I'm glad you're doing it because it's not something that I would want to do. It's too tedious for me.
That's what I said about making pipes. I've tried that, and I was like, I got to the stem. I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. I discovered about 1,000 different ways to not drill stem material, and went through several pieces, making a mess out of all of them. Who knew that nobody wanted a 3/4 inch draft hole, in their stem? Just
Right. Just hollow that thing right out.
right. What are you going to shape this into? Well, round looks good. I'll just shine it up. It'll be fine.
If you like a cigar, you'll like this stem.
You are going to love this one. Yeah, I do woodworking, but not professionally. You know, I enjoy it a great deal. Did some metalworking, but pipes is just beyond what I can do, and it's all stem work. I just hate it, and you have to admire the artists that, you know. Yeah, I made the bowl in about 26 minutes, and then it took me 9.5 hours to do the stem. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it's a weird, like, I got not really weird. It's sort of a funny story. The way I got started making racks was from Chris Murphy, who you guys had on in a previous episode.
Oh yeah,
He,
yeah.
because I made him a
Chris
tray
of
from,
Came Southern Ground.
yeah.
Yeah.
He reached out and had me make him a tray with the Eagle Globe and Anchor for the Marine Corps logo on it. And then a few weeks later, he said, "Hey, can you make me a pipe rack?" I was like, I don't make pipe racks. I know a guy who does. You can reach out to him. He's like, "No, I want you to make it. Here's what I'm looking at." So he sent me one from Smoking Pipes, like a picture of it. And I was like, well, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And so from there on, it's just been freaking nonstop.
Well, you know, isn't that the amazing thing about the pipe community? You post something on Instagram, and the next thing you know, you've got 26 orders and work for a year.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta love the pipe community. Absolutely one of my favorites.
And the nice thing about having a hobby where you're creating something like that is it at least it produces enough income that you can keep your tool habit up. You know, so every time the Amazon truck comes or the Woodcraft truck, package is on the porch, it's paid for.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's no emotional attachment to the money. It's just, I'll spend it on whatever. I need to do some more sandpaper. I need a new. Actually, I need to buy like a metal lathe so I can start jacking up some pipes in a more professional way.
Right.
It'll be a lot quicker with a metal lathe. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you call this design? It's a blowfish billiard bent Dublin.
Right.
Smooth on one side, rough on the other. You know.
And if you blow on it, it whistles. Like a Cracker Jack's whistle.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So on every episode, we do what's new in our collections. Then we talk about what Tim has made, or we talk about pipes, we talk about tobacco, and then we have a segment called Ask Us Anything. And then as a special treat, we are going to read the letter from the vegan, which I loved. I was laughing so hard. I sent it to Tim. We were crying about it, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have fun with this boy. Good times. So
not often
Tim,
you get that kind of material.
Tim, what's new at the Beaumont household?
Well, last week I had the Dutchies from over in Pennsylvania came over, and they built the addition on my shop. So that's finally done. The exterior's done. The wiring's in. It's double the size of the space. So it's an extra 18 by 20 space, and so I'll have my woodworking, the table saw, outfeed router, all that stuff will be on the old side, and then the new side will be set up for pipe making. And like I said, it's all wired. I've got to get some the insulation blown in to the roof, the yada yada, all that sort of stuff. The drywall put in, and then start building out the workspace. I think what I'm going to do though is just get enough in there that I can begin working, and then I'm going to have a think about it before I put permanent stuff in, so that I get it laid out the way that I want, as opposed to build it and then take it down and build it again, and which is the way I usually do things. So that's new, and that's good. I'm liking that.
Or you could just move in and then not finish it and just keep it like it is.
Well, the one thing that I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a refrigerator in there with plenty of beer in it, and a TV. And I don't know. Something to lounge on, because there's no reason why that should be all 100% workspace. Absolutely no reason.
Is this the episode of Point Counterpoint? Hey Nita, I'm going out to the shop. I'll be back on, Friday.
Yeah, right. Gee, you seem to spend an awful lot of time out there. I know.
And I like it.
Does it have a toilet?
Well, I live on 35 acres that's wooded. So yes, there's a toilet there. You got to walk out of the building to use it, but there's a toilet. I was thinking about just drilling a hole in the floor, but that's going to catch up to me sooner than later.
No, you get one of those like beer, the beer funnels. Drill it into your workbench and have the hose running down to the floor. That way you don't have to aim as well.
Yeah,
you can just let it rip.
Yeah, Clorox bottle. Same thing.
Wow. See, you learn so many things from the professionals, kids. Don't try any of this at home.
I was gonna do it. The milk jug, and put it in the refrigerator. Is this your lemonade? Don't drink that. Well, he ain't coming back.
Yeah, we're sending it to the vegans. We like to save it up, age it a little bit. It's 12-year cast strength,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I went. New. All right. Anything else? Anything else new? Any new tobaccos? Any new? I know you've been kind of sidelined a little bit, so.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I got there is some new things that my Medicare paid for, and I'm glad that's all behind me. And let's move on. How about you?
It was a banner week at the Steffi household, and I am currently deep in the doghouse because I told her, no, I don't think I have anything coming this week. I was wrong. So, first up, after last week's episode, I was looking at Mitchell and Sarah's website, MBSD Pipes, and I am also a Dublin fan, and they had this Michelle Natural that I kind of fell in love with, and it was on sale. And strangely enough, it made its way to Colorado. Absolutely fantastic smoker. I like the way it looks. It'll darken up nicely. Just excellent quality pipe, and it was very reasonable, too. I think it was $45, so it was not,
Oh, wow.
Just a nice pipe. And then I got a Chacombe Bent Dublin, which I really
pretty.
like. Yeah, that was, and both of them were unsmoked. They came. There was a pipe shop. I talked to Mitchell about it. There was a pipe shop in North Carolina that closed, and all these pipes had sat in like a storage locker. And somebody bought the storage locker, found all the pipes, got a hold of Mitchell, and they made their way to MBSD Pipes. So that was awesome. And now we get to the really special stuff. So our good friend Dan at Ohio Briars, and you and Dan did the show at Cigarro, which was in Ohio, and he's been a longtime supporter of the show, and he made a pipe for me and sent it. And
that's nice.
It is just so unique and so classic looking, and it's, Dan just does some incredible, just really unique stuff, and this is my second Ohio Briar, so thank you so much, Dan. As always, handwritten note, which I absolutely love. It's a great finishing touch. He also sends a birth certificate with the pipe when he made it and the details of it. Just really, just an excellent, beautiful pipe that I absolutely love. And he sent me an Ohio Briar sticker to go on the sticker board. So well done, Dan. Well done. Thank you so much. And it goes out for its maiden run tomorrow. So we'll keep you posted on how that goes.
Very, very nice.
And then a good friend of mine, Tor, who is Helimech, Helimech on Instagram, and I've made a couple of blends for him and shared some tobacco with him, and sent me this fantastic care package. I mean, it's like unbelievable. So let's just kind of go through again. A handwritten note, which is always cool. I just think that's a nice touch, nice handwritten note. And talked about it. And he sent me a can of Wrecking Ball Imperial Stout.
Oh, nice.
Which will go in the fridge and get sampled heavily on Friday. And we'll see how that goes. And then he sent me a pound of Selkirk Range Blend Medium Dark Roast coffee.
Wow.
Which was
nice.
Really nice of him. Oh, and the box is falling off because I work in a small confined space and I'm not very coordinated. So roll with it. And then he sent me, because I'm always complaining about it being cold, he sent me a pack of hand warmer value pack, because when you live in the
too many of those.
Yeah, when you live in the South for as long as you do, and a really cold morning is like 36, and that's, people are salty about that, and it's cold, and we've had a couple of days where it was 9, a lot of 21s, and I have to go out and walk the dog at 5:30 before I leave for work, and it's dark and it's cold. Two of my favorite things in the world. Said no one ever.
Do those have the little adhesive strip on one side of them?
No, these do not. It doesn't look like it.
Because you could pull that adhesive off, and you could just stick them all over yourself. Just cover your body with them.
Are you saying that he should have sent me heated man ponds? Is that what you're saying, Tim? Is that where we're going with this?
Stick it right to the grundle.
Yeah. And then he sent me some Simply Orange. This is a blend that he made, and it's Perique and Stove Virginia all pressed up nicely together. And I thought that was really awesome of him. So we'll sample that and tell him how he did. And then last but not least, he sent me a tin of GLP's Union Square, which I really, really like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sent me the Holy Grail, Mac Baron Acadian Perique, which is my absolute favorite pipe tobacco of all time. So he found a tin of it at a show. He was at a show or something, and he found it and says, "Oh, I know the guy that likes this. I'll send it to him." So, Tor, thank you so much. That was just a wonderful, isn't it? Kind of magical.
Yeah.
Kind of magical. So I will put the Imperial Stout in the fridge. I will take the hand warmers and go out. And then lastly in show and tell, Anthony from Castle Briars was fooling around with AI and made a series of like AI images with Emerson Southern Forged kind of related stuff. And the first thing he made was this label, which has a bear on it. And it's, it was on an old tin. So in a fit of creativity, there will be a new blend coming out called Bear, and it will be stout in the blend Bear. And that's why I have the second screen up. It'll be a big favorite of you, Bradley. It's Latakia, Dark Burley, Kentucky Burley, Ligero, which is a cigarette leaf, and Stoved Red Virginia. So that will be an interesting blend. And then this one, which I absolutely fell in love with. So it's like the American Eagle, and everybody can see that.
Yeah.
And there will be, so Eagle and Bear will be two new blends, and the Eagle blend, again, personal favorite for you, Bradley, Latakia, Ripe Virginia, Basma, a Whole Leaf Red Virginia, and Perique. So those will come out of the presses sometime around Christmas. I'll have a little time off, so I'll take those out. So thank you to Anthony at Castle Briars.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that, and Anthony did a couple for me as well. I forgot all about it. So there's one.
Oh, isn't that cool?
They did. It was an AI generated thing, and then this one. That's
very
cool.
Nice. Yeah.
And then a third one, which I like. This one here.
Yeah.
I like them all, but I like that one because it's a little closer to my existing logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So, Anthony, very creative fellow, found some AI, was playing around with it, and sent us a bunch of logos. So that was awesome. No new. I do want to birth a blend because I did make a new blend for Eric Holdeman. We had talked about it, and he wanted something cigar leaf. He lives in Wyoming, so it's really cold up there. The walrus have come in. The polar bears are roaming free currently in Wyoming. And he wanted something really, really stout. So at the end of the show, I'll birth the blend, take it out of the press, and kind of give you a tin note of it. But it's Latakia, Picaroon, which is an African cigar leaf, Brazilian Foiano, which is another cigar leaf. I did get a new Oriental a couple of weeks ago. Peter Stockaby makes what's called Oriental Mix, and they had a sale on it where it was like $22 a pound. So a large box showed up. And Black Cavendish and Rustica. So it will be a sweet, interesting flavor. So we'll check out the tin note at the end of the show when I pull it out of the press. I'll put on rubber gloves, look like Dr. Jellyfinger. Life will be good. and that's kind of what's new.
You're bringing back nightmares.
Oh, you got the whole fist up there, Doc. Yes, I'd like another drink. Thank you. And ask us anything. And I feel terrible because Noah, again, submitted questions for us last week, Tim. And Bradley, if you have anything that you would like to ask the two of us, snarky or non-snarky, we will happily answer your questions.
Brad's going to go, how much longer is this going to last?
We apologize. This is the part of the show where we say we're sorry we couldn't record Sunday night. We couldn't record Monday night. We couldn't record last night. And last night was 100% my fault because I had the corporate executives in and we had to go out and do dinner with them. And two of them sat across the table from me and my boss and said, we're going to have salads. And nice. Andy and I looked at each other because Andy's kind of the same way. He meat-eating carnivore. And looked at each other and says, yeah, we'll have ribs for a salad. How about that instead? We'll do that. So we did not have salad. Regardless of what Eric thinks, I am not a closet salad eater. And do you know why I don't like salad? If you've had one salad, they all taste exactly the same. It's like wood chips and other stuff. Oh, but this one has an apricot glaze dressing on it. Yeah, it still tastes like wood chips. Lettuce
could have pastrami in it. Could have pastrami in it.
It could.
Or you could get arugula, and then it just tastes even worse, just disgusting and bitter.
Yeah. What do you have that's a bitter wood chip? Oh, arugula. Oh, well, give me a pound of that then. That'll be fine.
Yeah. May I have a salad? Why? Because I want to touch grass.
Exactly. So we do have questions for the show. And seeing how Bradley is our guest, Bradley, if you have any questions for us, fire away. We will happily answer them to the best of our abilities.
I've actually got one for each of you. So, Tim, we couldn't record earlier this week because you were having some sort of procedure, correct?
That's correct.
So, from now and going forward, are your pronouns still he, him? Or is it she, her, them, they? I just don't want to be disrespectful to you.
No, that's quite all right, and I'm glad you asked. Completely appropriate question. My pronouns always were and will continue to be fuck and you.
My wife told me yesterday that if I gain 1 more pound, my pronouns will be them and they. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm bulking up for winter, kids. And I don't think she understands how much quality time I've been missing on the Exersofa lately. So I'm going to ride that thing hard this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Well, go ahead. You have a question for me. And
I do.
I'm sure we're going to tread on thin ice here. So go ahead. Fire away, Bradley.
It's not as bad as that one. Your name, Emerson Southern Forged, where'd that come from? Because my thought was the first time I saw your tobacco was at Columbus of last year at Tim's table. And I was thinking, oh, this blacksmith is making tobacco. And so that's what I thought. It was some sort of blacksmithing type name.
Well, believe it or not, Emerson is my middle name. So I'm James Emerson. And I actually was 5-6 years ago, I actually had a forge. I was making knives. I was making tools, a bunch of other stuff. And I had an injury that didn't allow me to swing, the 5-pound hammer with any ease or grace anymore. And I had all this stuff that had Emerson Southern Forged on it. And when I got into tobacco, I was like, well, I'm just going to keep rolling with that. So, and I was living in South Carolina at the time, and, I have a great proclivity for the South. And people ask me, why do you like the South so much? I moved into the neighborhood that my wife and I lived in for about 8 years. And within 6 hours, I knew 10 of the neighbors. I've lived here in Colorado for 7 months now. I know one neighbor. And do you know why I know that one neighbor? Because they got mail delivered to my mailbox. So Leslie, who lives next door, I got some of her mail. When we moved into the house, 2 of the neighbors came over. Hey, there, let's give you a hand. You just don't get that sense of community when you leave the South. And I absolutely love it and miss it desperately. So
I hate to break it to you, in Colorado, you don't want to know your neighbors. It's not going to go well.
Yeah, no. How many people have to smoke pot in the morning to go to work? I mean, how desperate are your lives? Because I have to smell that for 45 minutes every morning. It's like, oh, yeah, waked and baked, had a couple of bong rips driving to work this morning. Seriously? Let it go. Come on now. Yeah. Excellent. All right, so we answered those 2 questions, but that's where Emerson Southern Forge came from. I actually was doing forging work. I was doing metal work, which I really loved. I just can't anymore, physically unable. So I can, but I just don't want to have the surgery to fix everything to make it, I'm old. Let's not do surgery if we don't have to.
Like Tim had. That same surgery?
Yeah, an addictomy. So, yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you very much. I've been saving that up for 19 episodes. We bring it out here for Bradley. All right. So, as always,
better than the alternatives. What do they call it? Knock the cock off of me. You don't want that one.
Yeah. No, don't want that one at all. Noah, who is a frequent contributor and a previous guest on the show, sent us 2 questions. Tim, here's your question. At what point does a block of briar tell you what shape it wants to be?
Well, the process that I use, especially with a plateau bit, is to take the block and put it on the wheel, the flat surfaces with the vertical grain. Do both sides and give it a squirt with some water, and have a look at the direction of the grain and how it's laid out, how it's arrayed, and then begin imagining what shape would best utilize or feature that grain pattern. So it's sort of right away. I mean, at what point it's right away. When you pick a block up. Sometimes I've got a template, and something in my mind that I want to make, and I'll go rooting through the bin trying to find one that'll work for that. And many times I'll find a block that I think I'm going to use for that particular shape. And when I do that process that I just described, I'll keep that block and make something completely different because it's, something else will come to mind because of the way that the grain is laid out.
Excellent. I had a follow-up question to that, but, Alzheimer's, and I think I've had about half a spoonful of diazepam, so I'm fine. Don't worry about me. The question for me: have you thought about hot steam pressing your blends, and how is the new pressing system coming? The new pressing system is still in development. So Dan Robert, who I believe was on episode 2, had this tray made, and he used a big hydraulic jack, and he could put 4 or 5 pounds in and press it flat, and I thought that was pretty cool. I'm having that made. I have a hydraulic press, that showed up. My wife was not excited when that one showed up on the porch. You got a box. Was it really heavy? Yeah. Why didn't you tell me? You didn't need to know, mostly. So, but I'll be on that. As far as hot steam pressing, yes, I do that on some. One of the things that I'm most afraid of when you introduce moisture into tobacco, you run the risk of growing mold. When you steam it, you have to steam it with distilled water. Any water that splashes up, so how do you get steam? I have rudimentary equipment. I have a rice cooker that boils water very effectively, and I found a couple of colanders that are like a window screen. They have a very fine mesh to it. But I'm always leery about water getting into the tobacco. Steam is okay, but when it splashes water in it, I just worry about that. So some of the blends I do, particularly the Orientals, I will steam those before I press them, simply because Orientals do not hold moisture very well. They come to me dry as a bone. I rehydrate them, and by the time I get ready to use them, I think I've got 5 or 6 jars of Bosma sitting, between the shelf that I use in the closet. It's it dries itself out again. Even though I keep it in the bigger jars and try to keep it as moist as possible, it's just it just doesn't have any of that moisture retention. So the Oriental blends I do. So there you go. Excellent. Tim, are you ready for what's coming next?
Well, just one thing for the listeners: if you're interested in gardening, and you haven't looked at Noah's House on YouTube, look up his YouTube videos. I've gotten down into those, and I'm looking at them because I'm going to do some things next year that hopefully I'll be able to grow something that'll be edible. And I think with his tutelage, I think I'm going to be able to do it.
Okay.
And and on the upside, these are raised beds. I can't get the lawnmower up there to mow it, so this has got to work out.
Well, Tim, now don't sell yourself short. You've grown a lot of things. Now the next step is to grow things people will eat. Not everybody wants thistle for breakfast. So,
right. Okay, that's all I had about that.
Yeah, and he just built a new bed. In fact, he part 3 of it came out this morning, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Of building the raised bed. So, yeah, please check out at Noah's House. Fantastic. He's just one of the nicer people you'll talk to. So, Tim, you and I have had a love affair with vegans pretty much since we started this podcast. And I did, I had my encounter with Adam, the CrossFit vegan, and I got an email from another vegan that was kind of ripping on me. But I got a magical email on Saturday. It's breathtaking. And I'm going to read it to you now, and then we're going to have fun. Are you ready?
Okay, but a little preface first. Because, again, we don't. Well, maybe you do. You have something against a lot of people. I don't. I'm not like that. But with the vegan crowd, they seem to always want to be telling you why they're a vegan, and you don't really care. But they want to make it their business to tell you, all the virtues that they possess because they're vegan, and so it just makes them a fun target, And so, there's no malice involved. It's like, you can't have fun unless you're poking fun at somebody else. And that's what we do here.
Jim, I sent you a message about after the episode you did where you met the CrossFit vegan. And I said it answered for me a riddle that I had going through my head for the longest time is if you come across a vegan that does CrossFit, which one do they tell you about first?
I have the answer to
that's
that
a good
riddle.
question.
Yes.
I have the answer to that question. It's CrossFit.
Okay.
Because he came up to me.
That's the gateway drug is the CrossFit.
I think so, because he came up to me, and I'm a good sized fella. I'm not dainty. I'm not tiny. And he came up to me and says, "Hey Jim, have you ever thought about CrossFit? Cross stitch? No, I've never thought about hand making, embroidery, any of that stuff. No, CrossFit. Oh no, definitely not then." And he went on. He started telling me about CrossFit, and he goes, "I really got into it when I became a vegan." And I'm like, "Oh, this is just death." Adam, you just don't have anything else to talk about. No.
Hey,
stop
and
it.
just to be politically correct here, you said you're not a tiny guy, you're a big guy. The term is plus size, Jim. You're plus size.
No, Tim, I'm not plus size. I'm a good size old boy. I am bordering on having to lay down in the shower to get my knees wet. No, there's three sizes of
You've got
shirts
an exponent.
Yeah, that's right. Three sizes of shirts in my closet: jumbo, husky, and oh my God, it's moving towards us. So no, there's none of that. When I was younger, it was different. But I've piled up so many injuries that makes it. I had the Achilles surgery, tore the muscles loose in my back, my knees. Both. I had arthritis in my knees when I was 18, which kept me out of the military. You just. At some point you're just like, yeah, I'm just not, I can't go to the gym.
But that's no, Jim, that's no excuse for destroying the earth with your diet.
Well, yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
We only have months to live.
Tim, as the most important person in the universe, of course, it's my right to do what I want. Let's get to this letter. So, I won't dox the guy, but I will tell you his name is Alan. And there's starting to be a reoccurring theme of people named A that want to harass me about my non-vegan lifestyle. And it begins, Jim, I usually don't participate in toxic, aggressive internet discourse, but your blatant disrespect for the vegan community is so fucking ignorant and uninformed. You literally bought into capitalist scumbag big meat industrial complex misinformation. Do better. Touch grass. You're literally a walking example of why bigoted cis white men are destroying the earth. I don't think I've ever been prouder in my life. Nobody's ever told me.
Especially since he called you big meat.
Yeah, exactly. Those are words that have never been uttered in my house. Come here, big meat. Yeah. Yeah. I'll teach you the meaning of the word most of the time. No, that's. And here's where he really goes off the rails.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah, this continues on. This is all in caps and exclamation points. So if you want, I'll read it with added emphasis. We may only have a few months left, and you literally have the balls to call a positive lifestyle that saves the earth a joke. I take 15 different vitamins as a substitute for nutrition to do my part to help. Do better, asshole. You are exactly the type of person to support capitalism, though I don't have high hopes. Alan.
That thing, it's just chock full of buzzwords, man.
Oh, it was. I almost felt like I was dealing with a Redditor, just so unspooled.
So my guess is that he teaches social studies at a community college, or he's a guidance counselor at a high school.
There's so many questions I have to ask you, Alan. So bear with me here. When you made the decision to become a vegan, what spawned this? Saving the earth? if everybody became a vegan, now stay with me here, Alan, we would have to tear up more of the earth to plant more crops, destroying more of the environment. So tell me how this benefits the planet by having more of you pretentious pricks on it.
Flatulence.
Yeah.
Actually, you're doing your part to reduce the carbon footprint by consuming the cow farters. It only stands to reason.
I work hard at removing pork flatulence and beef flatulence from the environment as fast as I possibly can. A perfect day to me, steak and eggs for breakfast, a steak sandwich for lunch, and a New York strip and a baked potato for dinner. That would be the perfect day. Look, you do you, Alan. I really don't care. But I'm going to continue to make fun of vegans as long as I'm alive. Because, oh, Jim, this guy's pretty brittle. Well, yeah, he doesn't eat meat. Of course he's brittle. You probably couldn't live here in Colorado, Alan, because a stiff breeze, you'd probably snap off at the joints. God, what? Why in the world would you think that this was a good... Why would you think it was a good idea to send me an email, you cake-eating cheese dick? What, did you have time while your wife was getting railed by her boyfriend? I've got a few minutes. I'm going to send Jim an email. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you think that this was a good plan?
You know what? He called you big meat, and you called him a cake-eating cheese dick. It doesn't seem to add up. Good on you. You want to be a vegan? Yay. You think you're saving the planet? No, you're not saving the planet. Stop it. You're the kind of person that thinks a paper mask was the solution to COVID. You're the problem, Alan. This is a. Oh no, go ahead, finish, please, continue. It's too good.
So, a couple of weeks ago, we did a segment called "Things That Piss Me Off." Okay, where I talked about plastic bags. Right. So I had a buddy of mine who's one of those mathematical scientific geniuses, and I said, tell me, how many products in Walmart have plastic, either plastic packaging or plastic in it? Just give me a quick number. And he said, okay. 6 days later, he texts me and says, about 93%. So 93% of the things that you buy at Walmart have plastic on it. But saving the environment is not letting me have a plastic bag to carry it home in. I mean, how stupid are you? I mean, how galactically dumb. Don't put any of the onus on the corporations that are putting all these things in plastic. No, let's not do that. We have to stop cow flatulence and plastic bags to carry your things wrapped in plastic home from the store. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. That is just, that is room temperature IQ, Alan. And you need to stop. And you need to think about this. The next time
I think Alan needs to do better.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He just needs to do better.
Yeah. Alan, the next time your boyfriend's over, read some history, because remember, those of us that are graybeards like me and Tim, we were around when the ozone layer is going to collapse, acid rain is going to destroy the planet. Didn't happen. The polar caps are going to melt by 2002. Also didn't happen. And by the way, if the polar ice caps melt, here's a scientific study to show you what will happen if the polar ice caps melt. Take a glass, fill it with your favorite liquid and your favorite ice. When the ice melts and it overflows out of the glass, give me a call. Let me know how that works out for you. Just, And what we found out in the last 5 years, Alan, is the only thing cheaper to buy than an American politician is a scientist.
Good point.
Oh, yeah. We were doing the climate change study. Yeah, we didn't have the readings of the ocean buoys during the 80s and early 90s, so we made it up to fit the narrative.
We had to make a report.
Oh. Yeah, science. Oh, yeah. Oh, keep the grant money coming. Oh, Alan, you're ridiculous. Am I a bigoted cis white male? Sorry, I don't qualify as bigoted. Am I a cis white male? Yeah, I am the whitest kid you know. And I'm growing geometrically as quickly as I can.
When-
In fact, I'm hoping.
When did cis become a word? Really? Like a real word? When did cis? This is new. Cis. I mean,
and it's CIS for
fuck?
those of you scoring at home, or if you're alone, or you're Alan's wife's, boyfriend. He's currently scoring with Alan's wife.
cis. He's a cake eating cheese dick.
Yeah, exactly. Listen up, cuck. I have no patience for this.
And you know what kind of cheese it is? Spray cheese.
Oh,
It's that kind of cheese.
Yeah, aerosol cheese. Yep, exactly. Cheese whiz in a can.
Hey, look, we in all seriousness, there's probably, the whole county here is tillage, where I live, and it's sorghum, wheat, oats, corn, soybeans, and the harvest time is nothing but combines everywhere. You should see the stuff that those combines kill, clearing those fields. Deer, birds, rabbits. I mean, anything that's in those rows, it's getting consumed by those machines. And hell, I don't care. But you can't say, you're saving the planet by growing all this shit, because at the same time you're doing that, you're killing all the protein. And by God, that protein belongs to me. I want the protein. I don't even get at it. It's not fair.
Bradley, did you want to chime in on my fantastic email from Alan while we've got a minute?
Not really. I was just busy looking up what the hell cis meant. It's a term that means whatever gender you are now is the same as what was presumed for you at birth.
Presumed? Really? Oh, I didn't know there were
Presumed.
options. The doctor presumed I was male. Oh, really? What made that presumption? Oh, a Johnson. All right. Way to go, Doc.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah. My dad wanted to call me Alice, but it didn't quite work out for him, Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're so brainwashed. I'm sorry that you've been led down the path that socialism is right for you, because I feel terrible. Because do you know who socialism has been good for over the course of its existence?
Not the 300 million people died from it. That's for sure.
Everybody talks about...
Imagine waking up every day with the fear that we only have months left to live, because the planet's going to cave in.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you go to a Just Stop Oil protest and stand out holding up traffic, which is burning more fuel, while you hold a plastic sign? Oh, which I know where plastic comes from. It's a byproduct of the oil industry. Yay! What the hell's wrong with you people? What the hell's wrong with it?
I think what we need to do is have a climate summit, and all the people who participate in the climate summit can each fly a private aircraft to the summit, so that they can tell all of us, the underlings, what we can have and what we can't have. I think that'd be a great idea.
Well, Tim, your wish has already been granted, because they've been doing it for years now.
Right.
Now, I'm going to take my yacht to the climate.
We want to talk about a room full of cake-eating cheese dicks. There you go.
And
That's a great term. I'm using that tomorrow. In fact, when you want to include new vocabulary, you have to keep saying it over and over and over again. So that's why I'm
you're just going to throw it out there. And for those of you that are offended by coarse and foul language, we read
we
you the
warned you.
disclaimer. We warned you what you were getting into. And I just thought this was... I am a capitalist scumbag, big meat, industrial complex misinformation.
How come you get to be big meat? I want to be big meat.
Well, okay, kids. So here's your opportunity to let Tim know how big his meat is. Email him at...
Alan says, you're big meat and you got the balls to prove it. What?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, oh, God. Who has more fun than people?
Brittle, angry people. And I'm a cis white male. Man, bigoted cis white male, which
It kind of sounds like a quasi-religion, the veganism thing, right? Doesn't it sound like that?
Oh,
I mean, like, what would stir somebody up? Like, if somebody said, look, by God, I don't like peanut butter and jelly. No, I'm pissed. Like, what would get somebody so riled up over that,
I don't know. I mean, we've been gently poking the bear on this, but Alan finally fell into the trap, and here we are. Nice try, Alan. My skin's a lot thicker than this. You're going to have to try harder. And remember, kids, if you'd like to write me about veganism, it's emersonsouthern@yahoo.com. I'm here all the time. I can do this all day with you.
I hope I get some fan mail. Doggone it.
Yeah. You know what? In fact, maybe we can help Bradley out. Get you some vegan traffic, Bradley. We'll post your website or your email address. You just fill your inbox up. Let them know exactly
I'm Big Meat Junior at bgwoodworks.com.
Oh, what a fantastic letter. God bless you.
It was great.
Alan.
You said you had a good one, and I was not disappointed.
That was good. No, that was great.
I
don't think he had to get the woke dictionary out to get cram all that into that little couple of paragraphs. Man, there's a lot of buzzwords in there.
Oh yeah, and that's what made it so much more special to me when you have to throw gender identity in it, how bad capitalism is, saving the planet. It's like, wow,
right?
Maybe we can get you your own virtue signaling spotlight, just and shine it on you 24/7.
Yeah, don't forget toxic masculinity and. Wait, there's something about capitalism bad kind of thing.
Yeah, we did have capitalism bad, so he touched on all of it. So I'm
good. Yeah, like the gymnastics scores. You got a 995. That's what I'm giving him. You didn't get a 10 because I don't know him, but 995 for sure.
Yeah, spectacular email. I just really enjoyed it. I was cracking up. I sent it to my dad, and he's like, Jim, I don't understand half the words in this. It's okay, Dad, just go with it. We're fine. I sent it to my buddies, and they were just crying, and it's hilarious, and sticks and stones may break our bones, but come on, you can't hurt me with words, Alan. You're not, and you're definitely not changing my mind.
I'm thinking though, like I try to get the image of a person, based on what they say in my head, and I'm thinking ponytail for sure. Probably a cardigan with patches on the sleeves, perhaps. Crocs.
Actually, because he said
and then pajama bottoms for sure. 3:00 in the afternoon pajama bottoms.
Well, I'm thinking because he mentioned big money capitalist, big meat. Yeah, I'm thinking he's probably in a homemade sweater and pajama pants.
He lives in a trailer.
Yeah. And a Doc Martin. He's in his mom's basement, and he's typing frantically on his iPhone. The definition of irony. He's railing on me about capitalism while he's typing on his iPhone.
Right.
Irony, where's thy sting?
Got a $1,500 phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Living in my basement.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Mom, I want a pot pie. Just stop it.
I want a Hot Pocket, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he's complaining about his $380,000 in student debt because he got a degree in bilingual gender studies so he can communicate fluently with Bulgarians about the correct pronouns. Oh, there's not a market for those people, huh? Huh.
Those Bulgarian women are... They'll teach you some... Come on, what you come on those.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what else do we have to talk about, Tim? Do you want to crack? I have Dr. Jellyfinger did it.
Open that up. Open that up. Let's have a look.
So this
The
is
only bad part about this is we can't smell it when it comes out. I'd like to. Boy, it'd be great to be able to get a whiff of that.
It's good to be me.
Are you talking about as tobacco or as cow flatulence?
Either one.
We can smell this cow flatulence from here.
Oh my God! And this is I didn't really want to talk about it, but we brought up flatulence. So after drinking Pike's Rye for the next 12 hours, I had the most heinous flatulence. Like, got into the shower the next morning, ripped one off. Glaze was coming off the ceramic tiles on the walls. It was just
you can't even feel clean in the shower.
No, it's just like a fog.
Shit, I gotta take another shower after this. Shit.
Yeah.
I have to go to the car wash and get a shower.
Yeah. Hit me again with a magic wand, honey. Yeah, that's it. 160 psi.
When that nasty it hits a steam and it expands. Oh yeah, it becomes sticky then.
And just like a cloud above you.
Oh, it was bad. So I have my own office at work, and I was sitting in there, and the guy in the next office over says, "Hey, I'm going outside for a walk. You okay?" He goes, "No, man, you got to quit. you need to go outside for the rest of the day."
Yeah, but it's 6 degrees outside. I don't give a shit. I'm going.
I'm going out there. I'm burning my clothes. I ain't coming.
I can't breathe.
All right, so this is Agincourt, and this is for Eric Holdeman in Wyoming. And again, this is Latakia, Picaroon, Brazilian Foiano, Oriental Mix, Black Cavendish, and a little Rustica. So it is a
smells good.
A really unique smell. Well, Tim, I'll send you some and you tell me what you think. Oh, by the way, I talked 2 weeks ago about the peach bitters, the Georgia blend.
Yeah, right.
I pressed it, put it in the press, and pressing here in Colorado takes longer because of the altitude and drier. So it sat in the press for about 6 days, pulled it out, and the puck literally tore itself apart twice. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I've got pre-shredded. Thank you. Not what I wanted. Huh. So it's in the press again. So the Georgia peach blend will be coming out here shortly. So it is a really... So the Brazilian Foiano has a little kind of a spicy note to it, and Eric wanted something really stout. And when I think of stout, okay, do you mean stout like a deep flavor, or do you want a high nicotine count? He says, well, yeah, okay.
Both.
Yeah, I want both.
Huh?
Yeah, and so Picaroon is a high nicotine cigar blend. Rustica's a high nicotine, and then with the Latakia and the Oriental Mix, it just really, it's so different from anything that I've made. I'm kind of excited about this one. So, all right. Well, Eric, you're going to tell me what you think. And we named it Agincourt. For those of you that are history buffs, the British and the French fought several wars over the course of history. And at Agincourt, the British were outnumbered 7,000 to 25,000. And the French discovered that Welsh bowmen are really, really good at their jobs. and the British won. And the French were humiliated. And it took them almost 20 years to recover from the Battle of Agincourt. So there you go.
Interesting.
See? Learning stuff that you didn't want to know.
You damn capitalist, cisgendered male learning about your history, you sons of bitches.
In here talking to us with your big meat.
Please, call me by my new nickname, Big Meat. My wife will be excited about that one. Honey, the guys on the podcast called me Big Meat tonight. And her eyes will roll so far back in her head, her retinas will detach. So, excellent. As always, thank you to MBSD Pipes for sponsoring our intro. We absolutely love you, Mitchell and Sarah. And by the way, we need to talk about this because the more I thought about it, the more we're a podcast. So really having a visual contest doesn't work in the context of that. Right. So maybe we need to rethink that because she's, I think we're going to have her on between Christmas and New Year's. So, and she's very excited. So we'll think about that. We have Caleb on. Bradley, got any suggestions for a contest? We did worst song, favorite drink. What else have we done, Tim?
we did dad jokes.
Dad jokes. Oh, those were
Those
savage.
are great.
Yeah. And Chad Brinkman Russell, thank you guys for participating in the show. The Yo Mama joke was hilarious, and I love the Statler and Waldorf because Tim and I are angry old men.
And then we had the drink mixed drink contest with a meat rocket one.
Meat Rocket, yeah. Well done, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He posted his winning pipe the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did the raffle for Toys for Tots. We did the raffle for Camp
Right.
Southern Ground. So we need to come up with something different. So, Bradley, what's your idea?
Yeah, it's on you. No pressure.
No pressure.
So you've done music, food, or is food one of them? You've done a drink.
We did drink. We haven't done food.
We haven't done food. Oh man, what's your favorite cut of beef, and how is it prepared? Oh, Alan will participate in that.
I like a nice portobello sliced right down the middle, seared on both sides.
Right.
Waiter, bring me the freshest fungus you have. Oh, here's a portobello. Oh, enjoy.
Yes.
Bigoted cisgender white male. Man, that's just the...
Right. Oh, the acronym for that spells big meat.
How about come up with an accurate acronym for big meat?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do something because we want it to be fun for Sarah because she'll probably be nervous talking to us. You know, your best arugula recipe. You know how to prepare it correctly. So I don't know.
But you know that I think Brad's onto something there. So maybe it's a give us the description of a white cisgendered bigoted capitalist male, toxic male.
You submit your AI generated picture
Right.
of your cisgendered capitalist, what have you.
Here, hold on a second.
There it is.
Let me screenshot it.
Looks just like me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we'll have to noodle that, figure out something.
Yeah, and we'll post it, and we'll talk to. We'll take Bradley's suggestion. We'll talk to Caleb next week, and
because we're putting Bradley on the spot here, and he's just going to keep coming up with the same thing.
Yeah. You know what we do need to talk about, Tim, and I brought this up in a text exchange we had. We'd like to have just everyday guys from the pipe community come on and talk about their 5 favorite pipes.
That'd be great. Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like to come on the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast and tell us about your 5 favorite pipes, and maybe sometime in the new year do your 5 favorite blends too. So if you'd like to come on the show, message us, Emerson Southern Forged and Instagram, or Emerson Southern on Facebook. You can message Tim at PapaBear's Pipes on Instagram. Are you on Facebook, Tim?
Yeah, it's out there on Facebook.
Okay.
It's on both. Yeah.
Okay. So, message us, tell us, that you'd like to come on. You want to talk about your 5 favorite pipes. And, man, I kind of went on a rampage this last week. I've got another package coming from Eric at EMC Custom Cobs. I won 2 raffles, and he finally got my freehand cob done, which I'm very excited. So I've got 3 new pipes coming from him. And then I've converted a 5th at work now. So I'm excited. Eric made a pipe for him because he likes cobs. And it's just, it's a wonderful community, and look at this stuff that, Dan sent me a beautiful pipe. Tor sent me a whole box of stuff. Just a magical community.
I know.
I can't say thank you enough, and thanks for letting us participate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think after 5, you get a free pizza, right? After you convert 5 people, you get the free personal pan
Meat lovers.
pizza. Okay.
Meat lovers. Meat lovers pizza. Stuffed crust.
Yeah. I think if I get 10, I get a set of steak knives. So I'm kind of excited to get to 10. So I didn't do this intentionally, but I started, I bring my pipe tobacco into work and I set it on my desk, and my boss came in and said, "Hey, what's that?" I said, "Oh, it's, pipe tobacco. You want to smell?" "Oh, I like that one." And then one of the other guys came in and said, "What are you guys doing? Here, smell this. What do you think?" "Oh, I like this." And there's now 5 of them at work that are now pipe smokers. And I think it's hilarious because they're like, we're cigar smokers and we really like this better. Well, cost to enjoyment
no wonder.
ratio is
Tastes
much
better.
lower. Huh? It does. It does. Well, Bradley, thank you so much for being on with us. We had a hoot. I hope you enjoyed spending an hour and 45 minutes with us, whatever it is we're recording.
Yeah, it was fun.
Excellent.
Glad you guys got to hang out with me.
Yeah, and we'd love to have
We
you
are
back
too.
on. Yeah. As you create new stuff and you want to come back, we'd love to have you back. So it was a hoot. We'll overlook the fact that you're a Georgia Bulldog fan. Roll Tide.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You and Terry.
Can't help it.
Well, I kind of hope Alabama wins now because Terry back in, I think, April bet for Alabama to win the whole thing. So I think he could turn like $50 into 500. So I
Yeah.
hope Terry wins that.
Yep.
Get himself a bonus trip to Vegas to cash in that ticket.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us as always. Have a pleasant week.
It's a good time.
We had a blast. And remember, vegans,
Yeah.
it's Emerson Southern at yahoo.com. Bring it.
Good night, everybody.
Bigmeat.com. Bye.
All right.